Time for the annual business meeting. Yes. You get my sonorous voice to guide you through this. I'd like to call the annual business meeting to order. Andrea, where's Andrea? You're our acting secretary. Do we have a quorum? Thank you. Welcome everyone to the 48th annual meeting of members of the Book Industry Study Group. There's several parts to the meeting, and I'm going to ask for a vote on a couple of items here in a little bit. This will include our proposed budget for fiscal year 2025, as well as the election of new board members for the two-year term starting in July 2024. Before we do that, I do want to say that the last year has been very good for BISG. Our fiscal results for fiscal year 2023 were exactly what we expected them to be, and 24 is looking the same. Again, our fiscal year ends at the end of June, so final numbers to be seen, but we are the projections are looking really good for us to be on target. You'll hear more about fiscal year 2025 from Todd Carpenter, our treasurer, here in just a minute, and what our plans are for that. We continue as an organization to solve problems every day. That is our job, that is our goal. And from answering questions about BISAC codes that might need to be applied, directing members to the right resources, and answering questions that include issues with metadata or rights or supply chain or workflow, representing the US and in the global standards conversations that we engage in, and collaborating with BookNet Canada and BIC in the Green Book Alliance. In all of these areas, BISG is solving problems that affect two or more parts of the publishing industry. And this is an organization that works for you, and and the industry that you're all part of. And I'm proud to be a part of it, and I hope that you are as well. I think that our refined strategy we talked about this morning is going to make a big difference in the coming years for how BISG is able to impact the industry and to build on all. So I would like to invite Todd Carpenter, our treasurer, to come up and give you the financial results and the fiscal year 2025 proposed budget.
Thank you. All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Todd Carpenter. I serve as treasurer on the board of directors. So thank you all for electing me to that position. One of the joys of, I also run a standards organization similar to Brian, and so I have a lot of experience in giving people very dry information, particularly after a sugar-filled lunch. So I'm going to go, if you move to the next slide, present to you a 5-year summary of the BISG's financials dating back to fiscal year 2020. You'll notice in 2021 there was a drop in our income, obviously because of COVID. As Joshua said, we ended the year, or are looking to end the year, our current fiscal year 2024, right about on target, and with a very modest surplus. This is thankfully due to Brian's capable fiscal management. Over the span of these 5 years, we have, though, generated significant surpluses, which have put us in a position to invest in some things in the coming year. You'll note there is continued strong revenue from our membership, represents roughly 70% of our income. You'll see in 2025, membership income is up roughly budgeted to go up about 6%. A lot of that has to do with retention that we've seen in 2024, and also some hopeful advances with investments in business development. We do have one large member who might not renew in August of 24, but we do expect, with the addition of new members in the second half of the year, to see an increase of about $18,000, $19,000 almost in 2025. We continue to maintain a bad debt allowance of a roughly 3%. One of the nice things about membership organizations, particularly BISG, is we renew at about 97% on a dollar basis, which is fantastic. Some cost assumptions for the coming year include an investment in contract hire for membership and marketing, so business development. Elimination of occupancy costs because the staff will be moving to an entirely remote-only work environment. There will be some additional IT expenses to cover provision of enhanced product delivery, as well as maintaining the annual meeting. We are continuing to amortize the investments in the BISG website, which was launched. But this will be the last year, 2025 will be the last year of that amortization. So those are the assumptions that put together in the summary of the budget. Are there any questions about the 2025 budget? Or any of the financials? Fantastic. Thank you so very much. I will hand it back to Joshua.
You didn't have any questions. That's great. Who wants to put a vote up, a motion up to approve the 2025 fiscal year budget? I see Ken Brooks in the back. Thank you, sir. Any second? Rebecca, thank you. All in favor, if you are a member organization and you're a representative of the member organization, if you can raise your hand if you approve. Okay, thank you. Anyone not approve? Thank you. Appreciate that. Looks like we passed the budget. I really appreciate that. A lot of hard work. There's a lot of hard work to come in the coming year. And as Todd was saying, I think the investments that we're making, the website investment that we made and are still amortizing, and the investments we're making in staff and the investments we're making to build the organization, I think are going to be paying off very, very well for the organization long term. So the next thing on our list for the business meeting is board nominations. So I just want to tell you a little bit about the process for nominating the board. There's a nomination committee. We put out a call for nominations every year. And usually in the fall, you'll see this coming around. You'll see the nominations being announced, or a call for nominations being announced. Most of our participation in the nomination process is self-imposed. So if you are thinking, man, I'd love to be on the BISG board, I'd love to have a say in where BISG goes, good, nominate yourself for the board positions that will be opening up next year. So look out for that. There's a committee that is composed of former board members and others in the industry, others in the BISG world. And that committee considers all the candidates and discusses the board's needs and recommends a slate to fill those open positions. The candidates for the 2-year term on the BISG board that starts July 1st, 2024. If you are present in the room, please stand as I call out your name. Sanj Karbanda from Beacon Press. Matt Cannell from Versa Press. Beth Reiser from Baker & Taylor. Alan Dubose from Books A Million. And Todd Carpenter from NISO. So this is the list of board members. Those who have an asterisk next to their name are returning board members, and incumbents are typically recommended for reappointment. I would like a motion to approve and elect the slate of board members as shown. Okay. I saw Jason back here. I'll take Phil as a second. Thank you, Phil. And again, all in favor, raise your hands. Thank you. Any opposed? Awesome. Thank you very much, all of you. Welcome to the board. I'd also like to note the 3 outgoing board members as well and thank them for their service. I think Andrea Fleck-Nesbitt is the only one of the 3 that's here. Andrea, could you stand? Thank you so much for being a board member. but also Alan Johnson from Baker and Taylor and Josh Bover from Scholastic, who are unable to make it today. But thank you, all three of you, for your service to the board and for giving to the industry your time. I know that they won't be far away. They're definitely engaged members as well. So I'm going to ask if there's any other business to be discussed. Anyone have anything else that you would like to bring up in the business meeting? Not seeing any hands. So I will need a motion to adjourn. Thank you. Second. Yeah, thank you. And all in favor, say aye. All right, we're done. Thank you very much. Really appreciate you guys helping us through those changes. I'd like to now invite Lorraine Shanley to introduce our next speaker.